I know now to other interesting stories on what is trending at this time, as both chambers of the National Assembly are seeking Nigeria's return of its old national anthem to foster unity and commitment to nationhood. At the Senate, the bill scaled first and second reading and was widely supported by the cross-section of lawmakers. The bill also received accelerated hearing from the first to the third reading in the House of Representatives. We have our guest, I don't know if he's there at the moment, Member House of Representatives, Honorable Bayo Balogun, representing Ibeju-Lekki on the platform of the All Progressives Congress. If you are there, many thanks for joining us on the program this morning. What do you make of this particular development, returning back to the old national anthem? Is that the priority of what Nigerians want at the moment?
Well, it's not a matter of either it's a priority or not. Many situations have to go together because we are actually working on from all angles. In terms of infrastructure, the president is currently taking on the Lagos Calabar road. Also talking about the Calabar to, I think, Badagry to Sokoto road, and the Calabar to Borno road. These are major, gigantic projects going pari passu. But in terms of reorientation of the people, I think what actually brought this returning to the old national anthem is this area that talks about the verses that talk about the unity. Said, Nigeria, we hold the native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. You see, at this time, the theme is very important. In brotherhood we stand. Though tribe and tongue may differ. This is the time that Nigeria is getting so disunited. We've never gotten it this bad during the last election. We were so disunited to an extent that everything you do really matters. So now we are trying to bring back something that will reunite us. So, yes, it's not that is the only priority, but it's just one of the things we need to do. People, orientation really matters. Irrespective of the social infrastructure that you are building, the economy you are building, the way we see ourselves really matters. And I think the old national anthems will rekindle that unity in us. I think that's one of the reasons the going back to the national anthems was actually mooted and actually supported by the National Assembly.
All right, Honorable, I'm going to take you up on the lyrics of both anthems later. But let's talk about some of the issues that have raised concerns subsequent to this bill by the House of Representatives. My personal bias to is that the current anthem that we use was written by a Nigerian, and unfortunately, you cannot remove the Nigerianness out of it. How about we address some of the issues that are plaguing us as regards unity? You looked at the last elections, and I believe that this should be addressed. Some of the underlying ethnic differences should be addressed. At that point, Nigerians can embrace a sense of unity and not just an anthem. What do you have to say as regards that?
Fortunately, again, Mr. President just spoke about the issue of federal character in our employment and our way of life generally. He has mentioned that it has to be reviewed. The federal character as reflects to employment and the allocation of resources. So these are the things that will correct the issue of divisions that we have. Most of the time, everybody believes that at least whenever there's a budget, the budget must reflect the federal character. Whenever there's employment, must reflect federal character. And some parts of the country are actually agitated because they felt they've been left out or left behind. So that's one of the areas Mr. President is also addressing. This statement was made yesterday. So that shows Mr. President is aware of the divisions that we had and is ready to correct all the injustice. And what we just said, in addition to all those moves, all those developments, that's why the National Assembly is also looking at a reorientation of the mind. Because irrespective of what you do, if you don't reorientate the people, don't make us believe in ourselves. In America, when you wake up and say, God bless America, you might think that's just a sentence, but it goes a long way in ensuring that everybody believes in himself and it believes in America first. So we must see that the unity of this country must be maintained at every point in time. And that's why I believe this is just going to rekindle. It's not going to solve the whole problem, but it's just going to rekindle that aspect of our life. Living together, unity must be emphasized.
Honorable, is that why the National Assembly is moving at a particular speed to ensure that this is passed into law?
You see, what is worth doing is worth doing well. And time is all of essence when it even comes to some issues. We are talking about a situation where an average Nigerian has even forgotten that he must believe in himself. When you're talking about this Jackpot syndrome, every day, thousands of Nigerians are moving out because they've lost that belief. And that is one of the areas we're talking about. If you are passing a bill, if there is no need to delay the bill, where there is no need to delay it, you move ahead. And we need this unity, you need this sense of belonging. Everybody must believe in the project Nigeria. And, in the lifespan of every government is 4 years in its first instance. And you don't really have that time to waste. And you can see Mr. President, the way he goes around his own job too. If Mr. President can start even the coastal road within a short period, he's already online and he's talking about the Calabar, Bonu Road, and the Badagry, Sokoto Road, all at the same time, simultaneously. Then what have we got to do then to complement his own job too? By ensuring that we fast track whatever we are also doing at the National Assembly. If the rules allows us to take a bill for second and third reading the same day, then why do we want to delay it? Even some of us have been complaining that most of our bills should go faster. We've been working on the Southwest Development Commission bill, and some of the people that believe that we are still working at the snail speed. We must fast track all the things that we need to do. Justice delayed, they say it's justice denied.
All right.
So we shouldn't waste time whenever anything.
Honorable Balogun, are the lawmakers aware of the plight of Nigerians at this time? Talking about the economy, the insecurity, how many challenges bedeviling Nigerians? Are they aware about this plight?
Yes, we are part of the system. Look, we feel it more than every other person because anybody that gets hurt in our area affects us because we are there representing them. We live together. And if you look at the policy of Mr. President, you can't make omelets without breaking eggs. We have to be sure of that. But whatever we do today, we must take on policy that will be sustainable, not just policy to satisfy the masses in the short term, then we run into debt perpetually. Our removal of subsidy was not even done by this administration. I was part of the Night Assembly. It was done at the Night Assembly. And in fact, it was supposed to be effective 18 months before the end of the tenure of the administration. But the then Mr. President Muhammad Buhari, brought an amendment that we should push the effective date of the fuel removal to 18 months, which will end the end of May 2023. And that was when it ended. So this administration did not remove the fuel subsidy. It was removed in line with the Petroleum Industrial Act.
Because
when it was approved, so these are issues. But in terms of ameliorating these problems, Mr. President has come up with so many palliative problems. programs.
Honorable,
In terms of,
it's a fine place to leave it, but I'm tempted to ask you to take the first standard of that old anthem, but time will not permit us to do that.
Nigeria, we hail thee
at the
our
moment.
thy native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand.
Many thanks for joining us on the program, and that was Honorable Bayo Balogun representing Ibejuleki on the platform of the All Progressives Congress. I want to say many thanks for joining us on the program this morning.
You're welcome.